Hey there, guys. Good evening. You have made it to day 11 of the Game Plan Boot Camp. Y'all ready for some oil adrenaline? My name is Sarah Harnish, and I'm the author of the Game Plan book. Looks like this. If you haven't had a chance to get it, it's up on Amazon. It's called Game Plan, the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. And there's also a companion workbook. And if you're following through the boot camp, you're really going to want to have them both. So grab the Game Plan book, grab the boot camp book, and hop on with us. We are day 11. Into the into the training. Tonight's topic is dealing with difficult people. This one is, this is a zinger of a topic. This is one of my favorite chapters of the entire book, because this is the one thing that can take your business to nothing, okay, to nothing. When I have a lot of friends that are in different MLMs, and I love supporting them. I will go out and buy all the LuLaRoe leggings, hashtag all the leggings, and all the Pampered Chef pans, and all the Usborne books, right? I will buy all of their stuff because I love supporting their Young Living businesses. Or their businesses, my business, Young Living. I love supporting their businesses. It means a lot to me. But when I come across somebody who's come into Young Living and said, hey, I did this MLM, and I did this MLM, and I did this MLM, and now I'm trying Young Living, this is usually their filter. It's usually this thing. So I'd really encourage you to pay attention to that in frustration and irritability, and when you're just, you're on Debbie Downers. You guys have dealt with this before. The person who does not want the kit, who only wants one oil. People who only want retail accounts. They don't want the commitment of having a wholesale account. People that don't want to get on Essential Rewards because they don't want the commitment of it coming through every single month. All right, every single month. They're worried about having to pay for something on ER every single month. All right, yeah, Jerry can only fish from one boat. You're right. Or just negative people. They're just negative, all right? And you're around them, and everything coming out of their mouth is something sarcastic. It's something that tears people down. It's not edifying. There's no words of life coming out of their mouth. It's only words of frustration, pain, hurt, sarcasm, negativity. That's what we're dealing with tonight. This is something I train my kids on every single day. Every day. Matter of fact, one of my life verses, and it's particularly touching for me as a news anchor and as somebody who speaks all the time and does boot camps and write books and all that. I love this verse, that may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing in your sight, O Lord. I really believe to be an effective leader, you can't be in that place. You may be surrounded by people that are in that place. And if you're in that place, if a lot of your team are Debbie Downers, then it's your responsibility to raise the bar up here and set the level of speech on your team up here. We don't really have a lot of drama on our team because I just don't allow it. I'm like, listen, hey, you're on the wrong team if you want to draw drama. Like, we just don't live in a place here. We're supposed to be edifying each other. We're supposed to be speaking life into each other, talking positively to one another. And here's the thing. Nobody's going to want to follow a leader that walks around with sarcasm coming out of her mouth all the time, constantly. So the first thing you can do to deal with negative people, pay attention to the words coming out. If you really say things that are positive, then I wouldn't speak. Like, just don't speak. Everybody has bad days. Everybody has off days. Don't speak. I'm going to give you a couple of tips now on how to handle the other people. All right. The people that are coming to you. So say you've worked on your speech and you've really been working on the sarcasm and the negativity and the comes pouring out of your mouth, but you're still surrounded by that all the time. One of the things you can do is pour positivity into yourself. Read the Game Plan book. Hang around with the people that lift you up, that pour into you, that encourage you, the ones that you walk away thinking, man, I feel better just having been around them for an hour or two today. The ones that pour sunshine into you, those are the ones that you want to keep in your inner circle and work really closely with. But I understand as a leader, your teams are going to grow big. They're going to get huge, and not everybody on your team is going to be positive. So this is how you deal with the negativity. I'm going to go through each one of these situations tonight, but I'm also going to teach you one really important principle that can follow through the entire business, one that is completely key for surviving rejection. It's going to save you. It's one place where if you're going to fail at network marketing, this is probably the spot that you're going to fail at it. It's when people tell you no. Okay. So we'll get to that in one moment. First up, the people who just want one oil, the ones that come to you 1 month and say, can I buy a lavender off of you? Can you add that to your essential rewards order this month? And then the next month, could I buy thieves cleaner off of you? And then 2 months later, could you just order me a peppermint? Like, could you put that one oil on your order for you? There's only one reason that ever happens when somebody wants one oil, and your first thought, maybe, why won't they leave it alone? Why do they keep coming again and again and again for one oil? I don't understand. You might want to blame them, but actually it falls on you. Okay? The reason that they're coming to you, there's only one reason that it ever happens. Only one reason. It's because they don't know what the oils do. That's the only reason. So your job is to educate them. You have to come alongside them and educate them and train them how to use the oils. Every person should be funneled through the wholesale option with the premium starter kit because it's the only option that raises lifelong oilers. So if all you own is lavender, you're going to get really good at using lavender, but you're not going to learn about RC for respiratory support or thieves for immune support. And I can't even imagine oiling without those. Like, I can't even fathom that. We're going to get to that in a minute. I'm holding off on the oil of the night for you, but I love that you're looking for it. You're really perceptive. I tried to slip it under the rug that I hadn't done it yet, but you guys are too quick for me tonight. So every person should be funneled through the wholesale option. Every person, every single person that comes to you, without exception. And I'm going to go through all the exceptions to the rule and tell you that they're not actually exceptions. They should all go through the PSK. All right. When you allow people to only order one individual oil instead of training them to the kit, you are training them to be needy and you're training them to have a lack of commitment. You're training that into them. So it's not their fault. You're actually enabling them every time you add something to your order. That's bad. You don't want to do that. All right. You have nobody to blame but yourself for not getting them on essential rewards. They don't know they need it. And they have no idea how to use their oils. They're just sitting on a shelf. They don't know what they do. So don't enable, educate. Look for tools to help educate them. And to keep this training FDA compliant, I point you to those tools. But I would tell you to go to your upline and ask them what tools are out there. Check out Oil Revolution Designs is wonderful. They've got some great materials. Jordan Schran's welcome book is fantastic. Jen O'Sullivan for tonight only. You got to go on her webpage, is offering those flyers that I was talking to you about that list the top 50 oils and some of their uses, and they're compliant. So, point in those directions and train them through the lectures, through the 101, how to use the oils that are in the Star Kit. There's one exception that I make to this, and that's during the education process. When they're first getting introduced to the oils, I will allow them to have samples like the Share It bottles out of your kit that Young Living promotes. Why don't I add oils to my order? Well, at one point I was dropping off over 20 orders off of my one order. Right? You don't want to be a delivery service. You're an educator. That's your job, is to educate. It's not to be a delivery service. Should we never or offer our discount for one time? That you're going to have to decide if it's a place that you want to go. I just want to tell you that generally when I order once, it never tends to be once. They tend to come back again and again and again and again asking for stuff. If they want to try Panaway, give them a sample of your Panaway and let them go try it. Encourage them to get the kit. All right, encourage them to get the kit. Jen's website, just a Facebook page. Go to Jen O'Sullivan. I know somebody on here has got a link to her site. I can't type it in while I'm doing a Facebook Live because I am holding my cell phone. So that's very difficult to do. But I can pop it up. I can pop it up on the page for you guys when I'm done at the end here. So what about people who don't want... Oh, wait, no, let me back up here. So you're not a delivery service. You're an educator. Stop enabling them to leech off of your account and have them set up their own account. Find out what they need and meet them in that place. Find out what they need. So you're going to have to listen to them and meet them in that place. What about people who don't want the wholesale account, who don't want it? I will tell you, I have never enrolled a single retail customer. I personally enrolled probably close to 400 people in the last 2 years since I've had my starter kit, and none of them are retail. Not even one person is retail, because I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in retail customers. I believe it's a cop-out for people who are trying to save cash. By saving cash on oils, they're inadvertently spending it in much more dangerous chemical-laden places. I never feel like I'm pushing people to buy what they can't afford, because it's about getting the garbage out of their homes. You have to have dish soap. You have to have laundry soap. You have to have shampoo. You have to have those things. So you're either going to spend it on trash and garbage loaded with toxins, or you're going to spend it on oils. All right. Damaris, it's available on her Facebook page, and I'll put the link up when I'm done with the training, okay? But only for tonight, so just a heads up. She only prints them once a month. So I never feel like I'm pushing people to buy what they can't afford, because it's about education. It's about training them that the stuff that's in their house is not safe for them to be using. They are poisoning their family. It's about showing them a better way. And if you're always keying the conversation on that, then you're never going to run into the problem of them wanting to be a retail customer, because who wants one oil? We'll get all that up for you, Kristen. Just give me a minute. Let me get through the training. All right, we'll get all the links up for you. So what about professional accounts? I get asked about that all the time, professional accounts. Here's the thing to professional accounts. These are people that want to have an account, go in, buy the oils wholesale and sell them for retail, like in a storefront option. I don't believe in that either. I still push them to the wholesale option with the premium starter kit, because you're buying them wholesale, right? You still get them for wholesale. The thing is, they lose the right to their downline, and that's the true money-making ability in this business. It's on retail sales. It's in the downline. And you never know who's going to walk into their storefront and buy an oil and fall in love and start selling. So you want them on your team, and if you lose the right to your downline by having a professional account, then you don't have a downline and you don't have the true money-making ability. So I always push even my professional account people to go straight to the wholesale option with the premium starter kit. I never encourage somebody to throw away the opportunity to have a successful business. Always leave that door wide open. So the options are really simple. No retail, no professional, wholesale account only. Premium starter kit, bam, keep it simple. Don't order for people. That's it. All right, that's it. Always funnel to the wholesale account. Now let's talk about negative people. You're going to encounter negative people. Christ encountered negative people. One of my life verses, I gave you my main life verse earlier tonight, but one of my other life verses is Matthew 10:14, which is, if anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off of your feet. It's really, really hard preaching in Nazareth, people. I mean, some of your family and your closest friends and your coworkers that you see every single day will be the last people to join your oils team. Just kill them with love, kill them with education. Drop oils on their skin, gentle, short conversations. Don't force it. And when the time is right, they will join. And if it's not for years and years and years, it's okay. Kick the dust off your feet and move to the people that are ready to hear, because every single person on this earth needs oils. You have a wide open market. Until Young Living tells us that 9 billion people are Young Living members, right now it's only 4 million. Until it's 9 billion, the population of the earth, there's no saturation. Okay, I don't believe in saturation. So one other thing is, just because they say no does not mean it's forever. It doesn't mean it's forever. It's impossible to be around an oiler and not have a positive experience with oils at some point. Like, it's impossible, especially if you're in regular contact with them. So let the oils speak for themselves, and let the success of your business speak for itself. You don't need to do the talking for them, okay? Just keep dropping it. Just keep dropping it gently. Forcing it is actually one of the worst things that you can do, because you're going to push them away from you. If you waste all of your time focusing on the people that you want on your team, you're going to lose the people who are already eager to join your team, who already want to be on your team. So follow biblical principles, kick the dust off of your feet, move to the next person, and don't look back. Okay? Don't look back. Here's the most important nugget that I can give you in all of boot camp. The most important thing, I think, of all 25 days. Because this is the place where people get stuck. This is the place where they say, oh, Mary Kay didn't work for me. And this MLM didn't work for me. And this MLM didn't work for me. It's usually dealing with the no's. That's where they get stuck in this. So here's the nugget that I'm going to give you that I want you to write down and remember forever. Emotionally detach yourself from the sale of the starter kit. I think that is probably the most important sentence in the entire book. Emotionally detach yourself from the sale of the starter kit. You have to be so busy doing classes and doing follow-up and training leaders that you don't have time to dwell on the no's. Be so busy, focused on those things, that you don't have time to notice the people that are telling you no. You asked me for the verse. It's Matthew 10:14, kicking the dust off your feet. Focus on the next thing. All right? Kick the dust off your feet. So emotionally detach yourself. Be so busy holding classes and doing follow-up and training leaders that if somebody says no, okay, move on. Bam, move on. If it's a close friend and it's somebody you really want in your team, allow yourself to feel the sting for just a second and then move on, because their answer may not be no forever. They just need an oils experience, and it'll come. All right. So in that time, while you're waiting for that experience, just redirect yourself, stay positive, and put one foot in front of the other. And I want to you, it's really, really important. Very easy for us oilers to run the oils when we've got an emergency, right? But sometimes we forget to do it for our emotions. All right. Unless we're really deliberate about it at the beginning of the day, we might forget about it emotionally. And I'll tell you, discouragement happens all the time. So it's so important that you're oiling yourself through the discouragement. Really, really, really important to oil through the discouragement. You guys were asking for the oils tonight. I was saving it for this part of the lecture. I didn't forget about it. You're going to laugh because this one's so simple. It's like such a crazy simple oil. You're like, okay, what's she bringing out? Is she bringing out one of the Feelings Kit oils? Is she going for the Ula Kit? Like, what's she got in her hand? Orange. Orange is our oil for the night. Nice little $11 oil. I love this oil. My favorite smell, if I had to go with like orange types of smells, I actually like the smell of tangerine better, but orange does some amazing things in the human body. One of my favorite uses of orange is for frustration. It's a great frustration oil. It has a really special ability to go deep into the limbic lobe of the human brain and bring happy memories to the forefront of your mind. Childhood memories or just a positive place where you were, it will bring those to the forefront of your mind, and it puts you in the land of the positive. It feels to diffuse. I love it. I love it. Actually, all citruses are good for that. If you're in that place of negativity and frustration, the citrus is lemon. Lemon is fantastic, especially in the winter months when it's cloudy and dismal and dark outside and you're like, oh, I just want to lay on my couch and I don't want to go anywhere. Lemon is great. My favorite citrus of all time, my number one citrus that I love more than any of the other citruses is bergamot. I'm a bergamot addict. I wear that as a perfume. I just love that oil. I'm so drawn to it. Grapefruit is the Let It Go oil. We call it our Elsa oil, our frozen oil. In here, it's really good for letting stuff go. It purges stuff out of your cells. It's just a great let it go oil. So that's a good one. They're just wonderful. So focus on citruses. It's really, really, really good. Other oils that I've used when people say no, Magnify Your Purpose is one of my favorites. Highest potential. I'm really drawn to that one lately, so I'm wearing that constantly. And forgiveness is one of my favorite emotional oils. I love forgiveness. Put a few drops of it on the back of your neck, rub it into your hands and breathe it in, especially when somebody says no to you and you get that tightness in your chest and you're just like, whew, okay, that one hurt. Like that one hurt. That's somebody I really, really, really would love to see blessed because you guys are coming from a place of compassion and you know what these oils do and you know where they go and you know where the road leads when you're using them. So it's okay. Just know that no is not no forever. You can approach them again later when the time is right and when they're receptive to it. It took me 2 years to work with my brother. I'm going to explain the story of my brother in another later boot camp video. So just be tenacious with it, but gentle spirited. Kick the dust off of your feet, redirect yourself and oil up. Get some orange on your body, all right? Orange on your body for happy thoughts. Think of wonderful things, just like Peter Pan, all right? What about other family members that don't believe in MLMs? You guys want to give me a high five? You got some people out there like, oh my gosh, yes, they think I'm a crazy freak for doing network marketing. Like they think I'm out there, that I am not following the typical 9 to 5, 40-hour work week. All right, I'm going to tell you guys, I'll just be straight up, that's just ignorance. Okay, you can work 40 hours a week and survive, or you can work 10 to 20 hours a week and make $10,000 a month or more. What's the better option? I had one lady that would not get on Essential Rewards. Like I kept talking to her. She didn't want to spend the $100, and she was one of my leaders. She was a level 1 for me, and she had an OGV of $8,000 a month. That's what her team was doing underneath her, but she didn't want to spend the $100 to get her paycheck. And I said, all right, I'm going to make this really simple. You give me $100 and I'm going to give you $400 right back. I said, you give me 100 and I'll give you back 400 because her OGV was so high, but she just couldn't process how an MLM worked, right? How it worked. That it was the power of the team underneath her that was already moving, that the Lord had assembled, and she wasn't enjoying the blessing of that because she was so terrified of MLMs and moving forward, all right? It really truly is ignorant. So if they are willing to learn, then I would point them to Eric Worre, Worre. His Rise of the Entrepreneur DVD is fantastic. It's just 50 minutes of statistics on why network marketing works. One of my favorite quotes out of that DVD, which I mentioned in the first bootcamp video, is that network marketing has produced more millionaires globally than any other business in the world. network marketing, more than any other business model in the entire world. So the numbers speak. They speak for themselves. It works. 1 in every 5 people in America right now, according to Forbes, is a study that just came out about 2 weeks ago, is looking for another job this year. 1 in every 5. So if you guys think that you don't have any business builders out there, when you're walking through the grocery store and you count every 5 people, one of those people in that cluster could have been on your team as a business builder. You count that 5 people that you're waiting behind checking out, one of those 5 could have been on your team, because that's how many people are disenchanted with their job in America right now. So don't tell me that the market isn't ripe. They just have to understand and get over their fear of multi-level marketing. I'll share a little bit of my story and what happened. His name is Eric Worre, WORRE, ericworre.com. My story, boy, did I get it from all angles when I decided to go with an MLM. Like, oh my word. First off, the Lord blessed me with an anchoring position in the 3rd largest market in the United States when I was 21 years old as a radio news anchor. 21-year-olds do not get jobs on networks in the 3rd largest market in the United States. It does not happen. So I was on the air with people that were 40 and 50 years old. I was the youngest person in the entire building. Out of 70 news anchors, I was the baby in there. And then I prayed for 11 years that the Lord would open up a position that was morning drive so that I could come in, do the morning, and then get home and homeschool my children. So 11 years, I made a list of 27 things I wanted in a dream job. I prayed over that list for 11 years, and God opened the door, and we moved our family 9 years ago to upstate New York, where I took the job with the very large network that I'm with right now that broadcasts in Canada, Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania. It's huge. And that's where I was this morning. I was anchoring, filling in this morning. And so I took that job, and I was 29 years old. I had a morning drive position on a network that broadcast to 5 million people, and I walked away from it and sold oils kits instead. And I cannot even tell you the flack that I got from the people that had trained me in Chicago, the people that had trained me. The guy that trained me in Chicago actually took a job anchoring for WCBS in the afternoons in New York City. So he's in the number 1 market in the entire United States. And he's like, understand. Like, why would you walk away from a morning drive position that you prayed for 11 years? Why would you walk away from that to go sell oils kits? Like, you can be famous and talk to 5 million people every day on morning drive radio, or you can sell oils kits. Like, what are you doing? Are you insane? Here's the deal. This is what I'll tell you what I was doing. My identity, it's not as a news anchor. It's not. My identity is not as a mom. My identity is not as a Young Living Platinum. If God told me to walk away from Young Living, I would walk away from it in a heartbeat, all right? My identity is as a child of Christ. That's who I am. I belong to my Lord and Savior. And so when my eyes stay focused on Him, all else fades away. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, because my identity is not in my job. It's not in what I do. I don't have to search for hope and for meaning, because I already have it through Jesus' death on the cross. So if my identity isn't in speaking to 5 million people on the radio every single morning, did it matter if I walk away? No. It doesn't matter, because that's not what my identity is. I have a hope and I have a future far beyond the whisperings of this world. The Lord has taken care of us, right? It didn't matter if I walked away. He sent Young Living to me to provide for me. So work at this. Work at the business. Focus on it, because this is your boat to get off the island. This is your rescue, and it works. Young Living works. So know who you are, know whose you are, and ignore the naysayers that say that it isn't possible. My income is 6 times higher than it was 1 year ago. 1 year ago. But I could have stayed if I listened to the naysayers. Now I go in and I fill in just for fun, because I enjoy it, because radio's in my blood, and I've done it for 18 years and I have fun. It's a hobby. It's like gardening for me. I'll go in once a month and punch out a morning drive shift and enjoy it, and have fun with it. But I'm not tied to the 9 to 5 clock or the 3 a.m. clock, right? I'm not tied to that anymore. And I'm okay with that, because that's not who I am. All right? That's not my identity. I'm all right with that. I'm totally okay with wherever the Lord has me, and you guys should be too. All right? So don't listen to the whisperings, because who knows? Who knows what the Lord has in store for you? What if the Lord has a diamond ship in store for you? I believe the Lord's got a diamond ship in store for every single person in this boot camp, because if you guys have the tenacity to read 11 chapters in the hardest book ever written on Young Living, and do the workbook in the hardest workbook ever written on Young Living, and to watch hours and hours of video and stay with me for 11 straight days of boot camp, then you have what it takes to be a diamond. Don't you see that? You've already got the tenacity to go all the way to the top. You've got the fight in you to get past the naysayers, to get past the no's, to get past the negativity, to get past the fact that 6 in 10 people that come to your classes will not get the starter kit. Only 4 will, 3 and 4, and that's if you pursue them. You've already got it in you. So why do you believe this stuff? Okay? Don't believe it. Don't believe the naysayers. I would still be anchoring right now if I listened to that. I would still be making $40,000 a year, $35,000 a year instead of being, guys, we're going to hit diamond next month. All right? Like, I wouldn't be where I am right now if I had listened to that. I wouldn't be there. So God has got great big plans for you. The big thing he keeps telling me this month as our business just grows and grows and grows and grows, the big thing he keeps telling me is, Sarah, when will you learn that my dreams are so much bigger than your dreams? They're so much bigger, and yet you're always putting me in a box. Like, you're always telling me what you think I can do, but my dreams go bit past that. They're bigger than that. So come on, stop putting me in a box and follow where I'm telling you to go and be obedient to the places that I'm taking you. For I know the plans that I have for you, plans for a hope and a future, and plans to prosper you. Prosper you. Prosper does not mean that you're in survival mode, okay? Yes, exactly. You're not in survival mode. It means he's got bigger plans for you. You are supposed to be out there helping the widows and the sick and the poor, and you can't do it when you're living check to check. That's why you're in this boot camp. That's why you've got to take this seriously. That's why you got to finish it. That's why you got to follow directions and get out there and schedule 4 to 6 classes and market the tar out of them and stay ahead of it and fill out the accountability worksheets. And more than anything, find 2 people when this thing is over and train them. Get them through the boot camp and hold their hand and walk them through it. It's why it's so serious that you do this, because God has got big, big plans for you and a big dreams over your life. And you're not going to get there if you listen to the negativity. Please hear me on this. It's the thing that causes so many people to trip. I can't fill classes, I give up. Every person I ask says, no, I quit. Everybody's asking me why I'm doing an MLM, and you're going to have to deal with a little bit of social unacceptance. You have to, okay? You have to see past that, because I promise you, when you rank, all of a sudden the acceptance is going to be there, all right? It's going to be there as you rank up and up and up. When you hit silver, you're in the top 8%. No, it's still star. When you hit star, you're in the top 8% of all of Young Living in a billion-dollar company. You're in the top 8%. 92% haven't made it as far as star. When you're silver, you're in the top 1% of the company. The top 1%. All right, guys? So, gosh, see it through. You know where this goes. You've seen the income disclosure chart. And the only people that don't get there are the ones that give up. And this is the number one place where we lose them. This is where you're going to lose your business builders, okay, right here in this step. They're going to hear the negativity. They're going to believe it. They're going to listen to the naysayers. And they're going to walk away and they're going to quit. The oil of the day is orange, because I don't want you to get discouraged. I want you to focus on the positive. I want the words coming out of your mouth to be positive. I want you to live in the land of the positive. I want you to see yourself as a diamond, even if it feels like it's so far away that you can't even see it yet. Just keep walking it, because you will get there. All right? You will get there. So, I had a lady ask me this week, she said, what should I do when somebody else is not compliant? When I'm at a vendor event and she's got all this stuff out that's not compliant and I'm seeing it, should I go report her, Sarah, to Young Living? Should I report her to the FDA? Should I take photos of her stuff that I'm seeing and hand it out to everybody? Dude, own your own dirt, okay? Own your own dirt. God is going to hold that person accountable for their lack of integrity in their business. That is not your dirt to deal with. Don't focus on them. Don't focus on the person that's not. I mean, if it's somebody you've hand trained and they're messing stuff up, then go to them and tell them, hey, I'd really recommend you don't do that, because I'm your upline and I care about you and I want you to be able to have your business in the future. So be careful what you're doing. That's not good practice. But if it's somebody you're just bumping into or somebody you see on the internet, man, God will deal with that. He'll deal with them. Focus on you. When you allow yourself to focus on all the negative things around you, whether it's the negative people or the negative talk or the people saying no to the kits or the people saying no to MLMs, the people saying you can't do it, or the people that are out there doing it wrong and you're focused on them doing their business wrong, people, focus on you. You can't fix them. You can't fix the words coming out of their mouth. You can't fix the sarcasm. You can't fix the no's, but you can fix you. So get the orange going. Work on the words coming out of your mouth. Focus on your business and how you run your stuff, and your leaders will copy it. They will copy the positivity. They will want to be in the land of happy. Okay? They're going to follow that because that's what a leader does. A true leader is somebody you want to follow. You don't want to follow somebody who's out there being negative all the time. Nobody wants to follow that. So don't be that. And you're going to attract people to your organization naturally just because of who you are, because of how you speak. So the three principles from this chapter that are so important, so important. Leslie says compliance is so hard. No, it's not. We'll get to compliance. I got a whole FDA compliance training, and you're going to walk away so confident with the FDA compliance training. You know, we haven't said a single thing today that isn't compliant, or for the last 11 hours of video I've shot that's not compliant, and yet we have 103,000 people on these videos. All right, that's how much reach we have. So there's a whole lot you can say that is completely compliant that will pique people's interest and get them to do their own research. So, yep, compliance protects us. And we will do such an intense training on compliance like you have never heard it before, I swear to you. We're getting there. Matter of fact, I think it's next week we hit compliance. So the three principles that I want you to walk away from this chapter. Number one, kick the dust off your feet and work with those willing to learn. Number two, be so busy teaching classes that you don't have time to notice the no's. You just don't have time. And number three, know who you are, okay? Know who you are. Be confident in your identity. That's how you deal with negativity, okay? Be confident in your own identity. Don't deal with the sarcasm. Don't tolerate it on your team, all right? Be positive. So your homework for tonight, I want you to read Chapter 11, which talks about dealing with negativity, all right? I want you to do the assignments in under Chapter 11 for the workbook, which I'm turning to right now here. I should have put my little marker in here. I get to this every night. I never have my marker in here. It's Chapter 8, 9, 10, 11. Here we go. So for the Chapter 11, it's pretty simple. It's only one page, and it's on dealing with negative people. So give an example of enabling and what it looks like when you're enabling people. What should you do when they only want one oil? How do you handle people who are negative about oils? The trick is to emotionally separate yourself. So your assignment is to change your attitude. As you go through your week, try to put this into practice. Write down an example. It may not even be oils related, where were able to walk away from conflict with a positive attitude. And if any of y'all have kids in your house, you're going to be able to do this in the next 10 minutes. Okay? Something that you just walk away and you just have a positive attitude about it. You're like, no, I'm just not going to let that get to me today. I'm just not. And there's a bonus assignment. If you flip the page over on page 48 of becoming a confident entrepreneur, do you need a little more science behind the decision to do network marketing, a little more convincing? Then I want you to go check out that DVD, The Rise of the Entrepreneur DVD on Eric Worre's site. It's possible, guys. Network marketing is possible. Just don't get lost in the sauce. Know who you are. Know how to handle negativity. All right, don't let it pull you down. Don't get frustrated with it. Kick the dust off your feet and keep walking. Just keep walking. There's so many people out there that need oils, guys, and they're around you every single day. You just have to speak. You have to speak life over them. So read Chapter 11 homework assignment and the workbook, and then tomorrow, no one is coming to classes, Sarah. I followed your system. Now what do? This is for those who are totally stuck. Here we go. On to night 12. I will see you guys tomorrow night for boot camp. Same bat time, same bat channel. I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome, awesome, awesome Tuesday. Go into it with words of edification, speaking life over your businesses. There is a hope over you. All right? God's got a plan for your day tomorrow. Use it. Use it to the best of your ability, and know that God is going to do great things in your business this year. Just keep speaking life over your business. Get away from the negativity. Surround yourself with positive people. All right? And know who you are and where you're going. And douse yourself in orange oil. Lots of orange oil. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.